Good evening. Welcome to the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert here on the CTM News Network, the voice of truth. Well, once again, here we are, here at CTM News, here on the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert. Will the Constitution of these United States of America survive under a Biden-Harris administration? Or will we become a branch of the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party? The radicals in our government are threatening the very fabric of this nation, the very fabric of this nation, this great country in which we live. I've enjoyed living in this country all of my life. Will we let them destroy our Constitution? Will we let them take away our right to free speech and the right to keep and bear arms and all the other rights that are under the Constitution of these United States of America? But as long as I have a voice, I will defend our constitutional rights. It's very sad, the situation we find ourselves in this country. This is why you've been hearing me encouraging you to vote for Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue in Georgia, because we need to maintain control of the Senate in order to protect our Constitution and to continue to move forward, to continue to keep this country great and to make it even greater, even if we don't have our beloved President Donald J. Trump in office. Well, in other news, the stimulus package for $900 billion that Mnuchin and the other members of Congress put together, spoken by Mitch McConnell, the money for the coronavirus relief bill could go out as early as next week. Direct payments for $600, $300 of extended unemployment benefits, and help for small businesses and other for more PPP. Mitch McConnell tweeted yesterday, as the American people continue battling the coronavirus this holiday season, they will not be on their own. Congress has just reached an agreement. We will pass another rescue package as soon as possible. More help is on the way. This is what Mitch McConnell says. But to me, it's too little, too late. Too little, too late for some people that have already lost their businesses. A lot of restaurants, other service businesses lost the work that they had, and they've closed. This is all they can do. They have the nerve to include a bunch of other stuff too. Pork in the bill, of course. And of course, we're talking about this extended government bill going around funding and stuff like that. The things like the 230 is not in there. And a lot of other stuff that they're hiding inside this, what an NDAA bill, what this government extension bill also talks about funding for Planned Parenthood. People, I don't understand this country, especially this Democrat Party, how they can push so hard to destroy our nation, to kill babies, continue to try to do it. They put in, sneaking in any way they can. They try to put support for states that have not done their jobs in their governing and kept track of things and budgeted their money correctly. And they continue to try to support those things. They sneak it in the bills. Now, President Donald J. Trump said he's already going to veto that bill anyway. But I've heard other Republicans saying, I'm not going to mention any names, I've heard other Republicans also coming up against it. Republican Party, we will not be able to keep this country a democracy if we keep becoming divided on the things that keep this country from becoming a socialist nation. There are some good things in the bill, a moratorium on the evictions, that's 1 more month, hoop-de-doo-dah day, $280 billion for PPP, which doesn't matter to those who are in self-employed and business for their own selves. $325 billion for business relief. A lot of times in doing these business things, we see also in California where it was proven that Governor Gavin Newsom's his sister got a lot of that money that was supposed to be sent to businesses who were hurting in California and was sent to a company that he was closely related to. This is one of the reasons why they're trying to get him out of office, trying to recall him. He's only been in there 1 year and he's already tried to destroy the state of California. Senator Josh Hawley, a Democrat from Missouri, criticized his colleagues, saying that the proposal, the bill that I'm just talking about, is not enough. It is a step in the right direction, but only a step, he stated. Arizona GOP continues their fight against voter irregularities. Once again, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back with you in a moment here on the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert here on the CTM News Network, the voice of truth.
Did you know Kelly Loeffler was ranked the most conservative senator in America?
Yep, she's more conservative than Attila the Hun.
Fight China. Got it. Attack big government.
Yeah. Eliminate the liberal scribes.
More conservative than Attila the Hun.
Uh-oh.
Kelly Loeffler, 100% Trump voting record.
I'm Kelly Loeffler. I approve this message.
It's hard to believe that my opponents have been in office for 63 years. I've spent my life learning how to deal with large, complex situations like I found at Reebok and Dollar General. If these politicians had any understanding of the free enterprise system and knew how to make a difference, wouldn't they have done it already? Help me change the childish behavior up there. If we want different results in Washington, we have to send a different type of person to Washington. I'm David Perdue. I approve this message.
Welcome back. You're watching the Black Conservative Voice of David Colbert here on the CTM News. Republican Chairwoman Dr.Kelli Ward of Arizona refused to back down from the war on what she called election fraud. She took to Twitter on Saturday, slamming supervisors of the Maricopa County for refusing to hand over voting materials from 2020 general election there in that state. If there is no problem, then why are Maricopa County refusing to hand over materials dealing with the investigations into the voter irregularities? Well, they've been given 2 subpoenas. They've been served. People just right now in this Democrat Party, and what it is, disobeying the law left and right like nothing's going on. And of course, because they control a lot of the things that are going on in our government that is wrong, people are not being prosecuted. They're not being challenged for the things that they're doing. These 2 subpoenas came from the state legislator in Arizona. So they're saying that they're calling for a court ruling before they're willing to go along with this, these subpoenas to release this information. Why? Why is Maricopa County doing this? Let me tell you the reason why. Criminals always try to hide their criminality. They're always trying to hide it. And I told you in my other programs, they're going to continue to refuse because they realize that they're wrong and they realize that what they're doing is not legal. So this is why they hide stuff that's already been, there's affidavits all over the place. And of course, even here, the fake news media, big tech, social media, everything else, if you come out against these people, they try to block you, they try to cut you off, they damage even our news station, CTM News, because we came out expressing the truth. We came out, we broadcast, like it or not, we broadcast Senate hearings. Now, when did you hear, now, the Senate hearings, when they were doing impeachment hearing, I didn't hear nobody blocking that on YouTube or Facebook or anything else. Nobody blocked that. But you have a hearing on voting irregularities, and all of a sudden, it violates community guidelines on some of these social media sites. To me, this is pure foolishness. And to think, those of you out there who are doing this, to think this is right, it's a joke. Really is a joke. We live in a country where the press is supposed to have free, it's supposed to be free. But we're press, we have a right to express what we know to be the truth. Yet when we do it in this society with these issues that we're having, even on our mainstream media, with all the lies and misconceptions, with fake news media denying the truth, those of us who are sharing the truth are being blocked. Global markets are reacting also now to the stimulus hopes, which I see it's a small thing, really, to me it seems to be, because they're giving us half of what they were giving us in the stimulus package for direct payments. They're only giving like $600 to individuals. They're giving $300 in additional unemployment. Why is Nancy Pelosi not complaining about that? It's because President Donald J. Trump is not the one who's bringing it up there. And nor is it happening before the election, which she already admitted to avoiding getting passed because President Trump was in charge of that. Now that she believes that President-elect Biden will go her way, she goes along and signs on with this new plan. So here we are again. They're saying that President Trump's claims, though based in truth, which this is what I'm saying is true, based in truth and evidence, affidavits, legal precedent, are being called baseless once again in the mainstream media. Baseless. Why is it baseless? If it's based on the truth and based on testimonies by people who are citizens of this country. That's why I tell you, we're in trouble, people. If we don't stand up for the rights of this country and our Constitution, it's going to go by the wayside, and we will no longer be in a free nation. The Republican Party pledges to promises for tougher voting rules in the elections to come. Boris Johnson calls for more lockdowns in England or in London. President Johnson says that he wants to, I guess I don't know if they call him president now, but he said parts of London and South and Southeast England, which are currently under Tier 3, are going to go to Tier 4, so they're going to lock people at home again. Which, they're not America, but we need to just let people live their lives. And regardless of what they're saying, they tell me these lockdowns, I haven't seen anybody yet that really truly is obeying these supposed lockdowns that are out there. They're not being obeyed, not necessarily, but I don't blame the people for wanting their freedoms, for wanting their constitutional rights maintained. President Donald J. Trump tweeted, "The entire world is being badly hurt by the Chinese virus, but if you listen to the fake news lamestream media," this is a new one for him, lamestream media and big tech, you would think that we are the only ones. No, but we are the country that developed vaccines and years ahead of schedule. That's true. We developed the vaccine. Not only did we develop the vaccine, but under President Trump, we also helped a lot of other nations in the world. We helped them with PPP. We helped them with all kinds of stuff to help them fight and combat the issues of this coronavirus pandemic, whatever you want to call it. President Trump wants political leaders to avoid lockdowns, and I agree with. We should be allowed to make our own decision. Do we really want the government to have that much control of our lives? And that's my statement. Do we really want the government to have that much control of our lives? I thought we were trying to get rid of big government and trying to let the government be for the people and by the people as it supposedly is supposed to be. But here we are vying for big government interference. We are not soldiers in an army. We are everyday citizens trying to survive and take care of our families and our lives. we have a mainstream media that has taken on the position of domestic terrorists. You ask why I say that? Because terrorism, the birth of terrorism comes out of fear. Fear. People creating fear creates a terroristic mindset. When you're trying to make people afraid, that's what terrorists do. Terrorists try to make you afraid of them maybe blowing up something or doing this or doing that. It's all based in fear. We had a representative in Michigan, Detroit, Michigan, threatening Trump supporters with violence, calling for possible increased attacks on individuals who support the Trump campaign. And also, I don't know if you noticed or not, but the secular congressional Democrats are calling specifically Christian nationalists or nationalism, people supporting Donald Trump, because they're Christian, they call us Christian nationalists or Christian nationalism. They're saying that we should be classified as national security threats. What do you think that's going to bring back? Does some of y'all know what the prophecies are about the fact that they will be trying to get you to deny Christ? It's headed for us, people. It's on the way. I know that. But I will not deny him. I never will deny him. But what I'm saying is they are trying to set it up for that. National security threat? How are we being a national security threat? We have peaceful protests, and BLM and whatever the heck, the Antifa, they go out violent shooting and all kinds of stuff, throwing bricks and stuff, preparing to hurt people, and they're being called peaceful protesters. Yet the Trump supporters are peaceful protesters, and they're being called national security threats. Such foolishness. And this is coming from the secular congressional Democrats and also from our lamestream media, new tag President Trump has put on them. Well, I'm a Trump supporter. I'm sorry. If you don't like it, too bad. U.S. Treasury Department seeks to water down Trump's Chinese securities ban. We'll be right back in a moment here on the Black Conservative Voice. My name is David Colbert.
Meet Raphael Warnock. He wants you to know he eats pizza with a fork and a knife. He once stepped on a crack in the sidewalk. But Georgians don't care about that. Georgians care that Raphael Warnock was a proud defender of anti-American, anti-Semitic pastor Jeremiah Wright, who suggested America deserved the 9/11 terrorist attacks.
Not God bless America, God damn America.
We celebrate Reverend Wright.
Warnock said law enforcement officers are gangsters and thugs and a danger to children. He's anti-Israel, anti-Second Amendment, sympathizes with Marxists and socialists, and wants to make your neighborhoods less safe. Don't let him fool you with pizza and puppies. Raphael Warnock is too extreme for Georgia.
I'm David Perdue, and I approve this message.
John Ossoff and Chuck Schumer have been caught in a lie. Senator Perdue welcomed a full review of his stock trades, and the Department of Justice, the SEC, and even the bipartisan Senate Ethics Committee cleared him completely. Despite that, Ossoff and Schumer continue the lie, spending millions to hide their radical socialist agenda. What else are they lying about?
Welcome back. You're watching the Black Conservative Voice of David Colbert here on the CTM News Network, the voice of truth. As I said just before the break, U.S. Treasury Department seeks to water down Trump's Chinese securities ban. See, it's already starting. Joe Biden ain't in office, and they're trying to undergird what President Trump has set out as law and rule. The Treasury wanted to exclude Chinese subsidiaries from the ban, but the effort has met with stiff opposition from the Pentagon and the U.S. Senate and the U.S. State Department. The report added from Reuters, this is on December 17th, Representative Mooney says we must stand for fair elections. No matter what the pressure, Alex Mooney, Republican representative from Virginia, is inviting GOP colleagues to support a House resolution he introduced to count every legal vote and punish election fraud found in the 2020 presidential election. Now, before you shout me down, I'm just telling you what has been reported. Social media and big tech, whatever you are. So, I am a conservative Republican. And there's a difference. I want to let you know this too before we move on. Because there's some liberal Republicans, they go for everything that the Democrats go for. So there's liberal Republicans as well as conservative. Well, I'm a conservative Republican. And some of the Republicans, I feel, even though I am a member of the Republican Party, some of them I feel are idiots. Let's get it straight. I feel they're idiots. Because some of them, if you listen to their language, they don't care about the American people either. You know, so be careful who you vote for. I'm not saying don't vote Republican, because I am a Republican. I believe in supporting my party's candidates because even though they don't have all the right things going on, at least they have more rights going on in the Democrat Party, from what I see. Because when somebody starts supporting lies in the mainstream media, like the Democrat Party does, covering up problems with Hunter Biden and the Bidens, these things have been investigated since 2014, not 2018. You heard the media say 2018. No, this stuff has been investigated since 2014. It just was in 2018 that the Justice Department took it up as an investigation. But under the radical Biden-Harris administration, and I'll say this, under the radical Biden-Harris administration, if it comes to pass, who will have our rights? Will we keep our rights to free speech? Will the press still be free? At least the conservative press or the liberal press. I'm sure the liberal press, they say whatever they want anyway now. But if conservatives say anything, it's blocked. But will we have freedom of speech in this country? Will we have free press, including the conservative media as well? Because our position and our take on the information in the news is different than the mainstream media or the liberal news media. There are organizations out here who are trying to silence our viewpoint. Trying to silence our viewpoint in a free and fair nation. We're supposed to be honoring people's free speech. If you don't like what I say, you have a right to put your comments in my comment box or whatever. And I have the right to block your comments if I choose to. But you have the right to make your comments. But as far as me having free speech, dealing with the public, which I am representing the public, I'm not a position, but a portion of the public, those who are conservative, what will this country look like in 2 years? Will it be more like a socialist nation? Not a true democracy where we have a right to share our viewpoints? Or will we be sent to jail if we make a viewpoint that does not agree with mainstream or with the Democrat Party? It's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I urge you, people there in Georgia especially, get out and vote for those 2 Senate seats there, Leffler and Perdue. Those Republican GOP, get out there. If you're a GOP member there in Georgia, vote. Don't let this time go by. Your vote will count, especially now because the people are watching the polls. And if they try to keep poll watchers out now, they're going to have a little bit of a difficult problem. So this is a good time, if you're going to vote, it's a good time to vote because it is being paid closer attention to. Well, I want to thank you for joining us here on the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert. But I want to say, I've lived in this country all my life, and I have never seen this type of radical reaction in the media or in the Democrat Party. They've gone way off to the left. But I do appreciate the fact that they're fighting against these individuals in their party, like Ayanna and AOC, these people that are coming in trying to make Democrats even more radical. And I urge the Democrat Party, please fight against these radical elements, because if they keep this mess going up in your party, I can almost guarantee you that there are going to be so many people turned over and leaving the Democrat Party and coming on vote Republican. When you get here in year 2022, there will probably be maybe 10 or 20 people in the Congress that are Democrat, or maybe 50 at the most. And the Republicans will hold a majority. I believe they're going to hold a majority in the next 2 years anyway, because they're going to see what's going to go on. The people in America, are going to see what's going to happen in the next 2 years. I pray that we maintain control of the Senate, because if we don't, you might as well pack your bags, because if you want to be in a socialist nation, I don't know if this is going to be the best socialist nation to be in. So, I want to thank you for joining us here at the Black Conservative Voice with David Colbert. Once again, I want to say what I like to always say to you before I leave you. God bless you, God bless America, and God bless the world. Until next time, this is David Colbert saying good night and God bless.